Hi, everyone. Welcome in. I thought it would be nice to set up with just my background to make it feel like you're walking into my home. Because this is pretty much my home away from home, my little studio where I sit and do my videos, which is a part of my bedroom, actually. So, welcome, everyone. I'm so glad you're here. I thought I'd do a heart to heart tonight. I said I was going to do it on Friday, but I forgot that tomorrow is actually Christmas Eve, so I don't think I'll be doing it tomorrow. I thought we would do it tonight. So welcome in. I hope you enjoy having a little chatty video because, like I said in the title, in the description, Chatty Cathys are welcome. We just sit here and talk about whatever we feel like talking about. Thought we'd talk about Christmas if you want to. Normally on this channel, we do jewelry hauls, jewelry unjarrings, jewelry unboxings. We've done reveals and reviews even on jewelry. So it's a lot of fun here. I hope you enjoy that kind of thing. If you do, this is kind of just the community town hall. Let's call it a town hall. But it's not contrived. It's not planned. This is very spontaneous. We can call it a little community town hall where we just get together and talk about what we want to talk about because all the other videos are pretty much formulaic about jewelry, and we love learning about jewelry and sharing our knowledge about jewelry, of which I have very, very little, but my subscribers seem to be the most astute around, and I'm constantly learning from them, and I'm definitely a learner. Though I am a teacher, I'm a full-time special education middle school teacher. I am an absolute learner, and I've never, ever get tired of learning about jewelry and everything else out there. There's never enough time, is it? That's kind of the sad part of growing older. You think about all the things you could have learned and should have learned, but it's never too late. Take advantage of every single year that God gives you on this earth. And yeah, what's that favorite quote of mine? No, I forgot it. What does it say? Live like you'll die tomorrow. Learn like you'll live forever. I think it's something like that. Really beautiful quote. Welcome in, everyone. I'm going to say hello to a couple of people, and then we can start. And let me know if I start a fire in the background. I do have a couple of lights lit up, a couple of candles, and we've seen what happens with those real candles in my live videos. We've actually had an explosion one time. Was it in my live auction? I think it was, and it was one of those silly, beautifully wonderful, what do they call, fairy lights? And I had just found one at the Goodwill, new in a box. That's what I get for watching the Crazy Lamp Lady too much. And I was so excited to get it, and then I really should have sold it. Instead, I used it, and then I think the candle got burned way too low, and then pop. It was an awful sound right here on the live video. So that's what's going on there. Let me say hi to a couple of other people. Some people, rather. Hey, Vanessa, Kirsten, Lisa, Gina, how is everyone? Bonnie, thank you guys so much for being here. Wayne at Laughing Coyote Jewelry is here as well. Merry Christmas to all of you. And whatever you celebrate for the holidays, happy holidays, happy New Year. Looking forward to a new year. Looking forward to a year without a mask. I hope things get really better for all of us. I know there's stories and news accounts of the opposite, but let's just keep doing what we need to do to stay safe, and hopefully we'll get to that point where we don't have to wake up with a mask. All right, let me see who else is here. Bonnie, I think I said hello. Thank you so much. Amy, how are you? Merry Christmas. Miss Liz, I hope you're feeling better. Please take care of yourself. Please do what the doctors told you. You do not know more than they do. Please follow instructions. Don't be stubborn. Don't be stubborn. You'll wind up back in there, okay? Please, please do that for the people that love you and for yourself. Everyone needs you, okay? You caught alive. Well, good, Miss Lori. Thank you so much. I also just got through filming a membership video. I hadn't taken advantage of the membership option that YouTube offers creators, but I decided to, only because I hadn't been able to make a video. You're supposed to submit a video with the kit for approval. So I hope it comes out okay. Again, just to kind of inform you, you're going to start seeing a little member. Hopefully, it'll be there next week or so. A little button for membership. It's going to not change anything about the videos. All the videos will still be free. There won't be a special membership video or anything like that. But it's just a way to support the channel, a way to support your content creators. I'm a member of a couple of channels, and it's just, like I said, a way of supporting the channel. I think it starts at $1.99 a month or something. And what I'm offering with my perks is discounts for my products. So either anything that you see in a haul, if I sell it to you, I will offer, 10% discount. Or in the auction realm, I will offer discounts as well as free shipping and that kind of thing. So we'll see how it goes. I thought it was fun. I thought it was a year for me to take up a few challenges. I'm always kind of hesitant to do new things, here on YouTube. It's not something that is for everyone. A lot of people started and quit pretty quickly. A lot of people started for different reasons. Social media is some. I have actually relatives who just started the channel just to communicate with each other, send each other videos and things like that. Well, with me, it kind of turned into a business. It honestly did. Though it's still a creative outlet for me, and I really would continue to do it if I didn't make a dime off AdSense. I have to tell you that for a fact. Anybody who's ever tried making videos, they become addicting. They really, really do, whether you're making money on it or not. They're just a way, like I said, a creative outlet. And with with me, the way I am, I've always been kind of a creative sort. I love decorating. I don't know much about it, but I love decorating, redecorating. I was always into crafts. I was always wanted to draw and sculpt and do all the other things that artisans do and artists do, but I never had a talent for that. But I admire people who do. So I really do consider this my little outlet. And that's just why I decided to go ahead and take advantage of that membership perk that YouTube offers content creators. So if you guys are interested, you'll find that button next week. But we can forget about that for right now and just talk about what you want to talk about. Again, the question was, what have we done this year? What have we learned? I could go on and on and on about the lessons I've learned. I feel like every year, it doesn't even have to be a year. Sometimes a year feels like 10 years. Didn't this year feel like 10 years? 2020 felt like 10 years. I was telling my husband, this was the year at my age, 64 years old is what I am. Many people want to know that's how old I am. 64 years old. I can no longer bend down and look at the shelf over here in the corner. I used to be able to bend down right to my knees and look at, when I go to a bookstore and be able to look at all the books at the bottom shelf. I can't do it anymore. It actually pains me so much. I tried to do it the other day at school as I was cleaning some shelves and rearranging things, and I realized I better not try that again. That literally really hurt. So yeah, that's what I mean by some years compact. They really compact up with different changes in your body, of course, and sometimes in your life situations, and things change. Friends die, friends move, friends are no longer friends, that kind of thing. A lot of those things always happen. Sometimes good things happen too, though. People find love. I've realized a very good friend of mine found love again, and I'm so happy for her. She's been through some tough divorces and tough times, and making a living for herself on her own, picking up herself by her bootstraps, and raising her children. And she's a little younger than me, so she's got some children that are teenagers, and she found someone that she really enjoys, and I'm so happy for her. I'm so happy to see that. There's not always negative changes going on. There's a lot of positive changes as well. Let me see what Bonnie said. Hey, Michelle. I don't see what Bonnie said. Did I miss something? Thank you, Makeup Zombie. This, Liz, this is a necklace that Robert made. It was my idea. It came on a ugly little leather cord. We have turned so many things that come in leather cords into things that are prettier. And I said, I think I would like it on gold, on a gold chain. So he took apart a little Figaro chain and hooked it on here. And it wasn't even hooked this way. It was hooked a little bit different. It had like another ring or some beads or something. And I really liked it like this. And then I was thinking, should it be shorter? It would look nice short, but I kind of like it like this too. I think it's kind of cool. I like different lengths. What sort of changes have you guys seen that have been good? That have been good this year? I've seen a lot of good changes. Not in my house. They made a horrible mess of my house. I think I was telling my friend Vanessa about it. They're having to get a new contractor because apparently the one that they had for doing the floors, I honestly believe he did not know how to read a measuring tape, because there are gaps all over the quarter rounds. There's just incredible mess. I cannot believe it. It's like a nightmare. It really is. Even though the wallpaper looks great, someone else did the wallpaper though. Hi, Miss Kathleen. Merry Christmas. What doesn't kill you will make you stronger. Absolutely. That's absolutely true in many ways. I'm learning too, I used to get really, and I still do, I miss my grandchildren so much. I wish I could spend Christmas with the ones in Chicago. I will see my one that lives here, but it's so heartbreaking to think, oh, I haven't seen them in 2 years and so forth and so on. And I'm just learning to accept the time that I have with them, being grateful for being able to afford to. I think I want to take a train out there, take my other grandson if possible, and meet up and, just take the positive instead of the negative, or always remembering the good Christmases of the past. I know that everybody has different memories and there's good and bad ones, but I tend to romanticize my childhood in a way. And I'm always thinking about, oh, I remember this and I remember that. And I have, I shared the story about the blue velvet dress. I have so many other memories of my mother. One time she called. It was so funny. I wanted the Barbie doll, or was it the Midge? I think I wanted Midge. I wanted the best friend. I actually have the boxes that I never had when I was growing up. And I had Barbies, but I didn't have all the accessories and all the midges and stuff. And I remember my mother calling from the department store. I don't know if she couldn't find it or if she just didn't want to spend the money on the midge. So she said, I'm here with Santa, and he says he's all out of midge, but he's got one that looks just like her. Is that okay? I was like, okay, so we got an imitation midge. I did. But I think about that story all the time. I was like, and I literally believed her that Santa was right there at the department store with her, looking through his bags. So let me see what Vanessa said. I've realized this year it's okay not to be okay as long as we don't give up. That's true, Vanessa. That's true. Don't give up. Don't ever give up on anything. Absolutely. But I romanticize the childhood Christmases and everything, but then I'm trying to really be grateful for these Christmases and these times. And even though I can't bend down on my knees anymore to browse the shelves of bookstores without being in excruciating pain, I still can read. I can still see. And that's something to be grateful for. Hi, Miss Robin. Merry Christmas. Oh, I love that beautiful font. So pretty. If anyone's interested in some graphic art, Miss Robin over at Because She Shed is an amazing graphic artist. If you want to make some channel art or a logo, she's made some beautiful work for me. We're working on a media kit right now. I'm super excited about the media kit. And yeah, she's amazing. And she's fast. Oh my God, I had to tell her, take a break. Don't work through Christmas. But thanks for being here, Miss Robin. Merry Christmas, Miss Dawn. How are you? I'm excited for that auction with Miss Anna. Both of you have such wonderful jewelry. Anna showed a little display of hers. That's going to be fun. I hope I can make it. I don't know when I'll be traveling to Chicago. I'm hoping to go the day after Christmas, honestly, because I don't want to go at Christmas time exactly. I feel like it's such a hairy time, and people kind of sometimes want to be in their own little close knit family and whatnot. But I sure miss my grandkids coming. They haven't come in 2 years from Chicago to spend Christmas here. They used to actually take turns. They would come either Thanksgiving or Christmas and then spend it with the other grandmothers and grandfather. But we'll see. You're 64 later this month. Well, yes, we do. Those challenges. I'm telling you, it's the year that I realized that. I didn't start wearing glasses till late 40s, almost 50s. I used to have a really sharp eyesight. I don't remember when I finally realized I needed glasses, but that was a challenging too. That was a challenging time too. I don't know. It's just, again, like I said, just grateful for so many things and trying not to just think that only the past was good. There's a lot of good things going on right now. Right? Exactly, Ann Miller. Yeah, I do too. I wind up doing that. It winds up really nice, and then I'll wind up and don't even play a song from that time in the radio because I will. That's the best time to cry, though, in the car. When you're all alone, nobody has to join you. I don't know. It's just me. Oh, really? Thank you, Robin. I should have gotten laser surgery. I don't think they offered it back then. It actually was very experimental and very expensive, I think. Even 10 years ago, a lot of people are getting it pretty routine these days. Oh, Merry Christmas, Joni. Go talk to Mom. Hey, tiny dear. Yeah. But yeah, you're right. It can get a little melancholy thinking only of the past. There's so much to do in the now, and I love and admire people who go out and volunteer for the homeless, serving meals and that kind of thing. And my husband and I were talking about. I went shopping yesterday a little bit, and then I was saying I was going to buy you some sneakers, and he says I can't stand sneakers. I would never wear sneakers, and I was like, well, good thing I didn't buy them. I was going to buy him some really nice, comfortable sneakers. And he's like, no, I want these Tova boots, I think they're called. And then I said, oh, okay, I've never heard of those. So we looked them up, and they have stores here in Houston, and you can also order them online. And then he said, but don't worry about it. We'll get them next year sometimes. Christmas is for the kids to be happy. So we don't really worry about buying each other gifts anymore either. You think it's hard? Michelle says, I think it's hard every year for everyone. Exactly. For the memories of loved ones that are no longer here, but we need to go on and think of the now and be grateful. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. But it's funny how those childhood memories especially stay in your head. So many. I used to hate when we'd have to go to I call it have to go, but we had grandparents in two different locations. One's in deep down South Texas, and the other ones were in Corpus. So we would go to both grandparents like Christmas Eve and then Christmas Day or something like that. And we would hate it when it was on Christmas Eve because we thought that Santa wasn't going to find us. So my sister and I would just be so upset about it. And yet I remember going to sleep, and all my cousins, we were like all laid out on the floor and in beds and bunk beds. And I remember so clearly having a dream that I'm asleep and I saw this big leather boot, and it's in Texas. There would never be snow. There was a big leather black boot. It was Santa's boot in my dream. I must have been 8, 7, I don't know, 6. And there was like snow coming off that boot, and it was so real to me. And I was like, oh, he found me. He found me out here in the ranch, out here at my grandmother's ranch. Oh my goodness. Those things really stay in your head. Honestly, I have so many that are just seared in my brain. Hi, Miss Tanya. Merry Christmas. When your sons were young, yes, hiding the gifts. Oh my gosh, my daughters would open them. I always knew when they would open them and seal them back. Like I couldn't tell. My wrapping was perfection. I mean, I love to wrap. I tell you, I've always been kind of creative with things like that, aesthetics, and I would make the prettiest curly ribbon. And my daughter thought she was going to fool me by trying to take back that Barbie and dream house and whatnot. Oh, good. I'm glad to hear it, Miss Dawn. I'm glad to hear it. I actually watched a really funny video the other night where she says, I'm going to stay right here. I'm going to be all by myself. I don't know if it was in Spanish. I can't remember. I think it was a Spanish video. And she said, I'm going to stay here all by myself because I have a dysfunctional family. I don't get along with my family. But she made it funny. She said, I'm not going to go hang out with people I can't stand who want to fight with me about things that happened 20 years ago. My husband and I had a fight so that he wouldn't have to buy me a present. And I also started fighting with him so I wouldn't have to buy him a present. She says, I'm just going to stay here with my cheese and my wine and I will be fine. She said, I even, what did she say? I farmed out my kids to the neighbors so they can go spend a real idyllic Christmas card Christmas with another family. I thought that was hilarious. But it's true. You know, sometimes that's what we do. That's what we do. Sometimes we're just, you know, it's like they say, it's better it's better to be alone and happy than to be with someone and miserable. And that's the truth. Got another Starbucks mug. I think this is one of the prettiest they've ever made. They finally took advantage of that red and green motif, don't you think? My daughter gave me this full of candy. One of her students gave it to her, and she said she had enough mugs. Hey, Miss Anna, excited for your auction? It looks like your jewelry is going to be fantastic. Miss Anna's going to be over at Dawn's. Be sure and check them out. I think it's going to be Monday. I'm not sure what time. But they're going to have a Bling in the New Year auction together. That's going to be awesome. If you guys need more jewelry. Don't we always need more jewelry? Did you guys see my coral? I got this coral and I'm playing with it. I would never wear it in a knot. I got this amazing vintage coral from Miss Makeup Zombie. And it has 14 karat gold beads. And I love wearing it doubled up as well. It's got a 14 karat gold clasp. It's amazing. I have faux coral on the ears, but it all blends in. Hey, Lizzie and Louie, how are you? Dysfunctional family, exactly. Well, those videos are so funny. They make me laugh. You have to just sit and laugh sometimes. Yeah, absolutely. Especially after a couple of glasses of wine or something, people start, you know, like they say, drunks and babies don't lie. That's the time to leave. Hey, Barbara. Usually I make a rib roast. Not making it this year because I don't have a kitchen. My kitchen is still in disarray. They just put in the wallpaper. There's dust everywhere. So the only thing, like I said the other night, I'm going to make is the good pie. And that good pie actually tastes like it tastes like a sundae. That's basically what it tastes like. It's so amazing and so good. And made with homemade whipped cream and chocolate and nuts and bananas. That's the only thing I'm going to make, and that's because my middle daughter asked me to. She said, Mom, can you make it for Christmas Eve? And I was like, okay, I'll make that. Rib roast. Yes, they're super expensive. I saved myself $100 this year. They are super expensive, but they're so, so good. And it's not something I buy all the time. I really don't even buy meat that much. I'm more of a chicken and fish, you know, and then even that we do a lot of eating out, honestly. We really do. Sometimes it's cheaper to eat out. It really is. Your oldest daughter's cooking. Well, that'll be nice. That'll be really nice. We usually share the chore of cooking for well, I not actually only for Thanksgiving. I usually do the Christmas. I usually do like I said, a prime rib roast or whatever, and a couple of vegetables and things like that. Now for Thanksgiving, my daughters are in their 30s, so they do their share of cooking, and we've actually had it at their houses before as well. You made tamales, awesome. Did you like the tamales, Liz? I have a few left in the freezer, and I think my husband said the restaurant down the street was going to make some and give him some. We actually gave them our grandmother's recipe. They moved in and opened a restaurant, and they didn't know how to make tamales, and they wanted to try them for the holidays. So my husband lent them my grandmother's recipe, which we actually published in a cookbook. I don't know if you guys ever thought of doing that, but it's a really good idea. My cousin put it to fruition a couple of years ago. She asked all of us to contribute a recipe, and it didn't even have to be, like a real heirloom recipe. Some people put in green bean salad from the back of a box, but my grandmother did. Before she passed, we knew her recipes. Of course, my aunts had their special recipes for cookies and Mexican food and so forth, and tamales. We had actually about 3 recipes for tamales. And so we lent that cookbook. She lent that cookbook to the waitress, the owner of the restaurant. I was like, how dare you take my only copy that I have of that cookbook? But he got it back pretty quickly, and now we're going to try out the tamales and see if they followed the recipe. Sinaloa style. Oh, okay. There's so many different styles. Miss Lydia over at Arito Jewel, she sent me, and I know she sent you some as well a few years ago. They were so interesting with the sweet, like a sweet tamale. I had never had one with the sweet dough on it and raisins in it and things. Big round table of Chinese foods. Oh, we had Chinese last night, Vanessa. It was so good. We haven't even had a kitchen table. It's covered in books right now from my cookbook area in the kitchen. So I told Robert, let's go have that Chinese food that we normally bring or they deliver. Let's go have it at the sit down restaurant where it's a nice white tablecloth restaurant. It's not expensive, but it's really nice. And it was so nice to sit down. Hi, Misty. How are you? Merry Christmas. It was so nice to sit down at a restaurant instead of just eating here. Now, this is a big table. This is actually a kitchen glass table. So we were kind of squeezing in here to eat. But I mean, we were on TV trays and things. It's so, it gets so tiring. And we had shrimp and prawns. No, shrimp with scallops. I had shrimp and scallops with pepper sauce, brown rice, hot and sour soup, and that really good egg roll. Oh, I know. I love it. I love that. You know what I've never had and I've always wanted to try was that fancy duck they do at the Chinese restaurants at Christmas time. Have you guys ever had that? Is it a Peking duck? They do like a big old spread at Christmas time, especially. I know most of the Chinese restaurants around here will do them. I think it serves like 8 people or something, but I've never tried it. And then my husband just had pepper steak, but it's really good. It's a very good restaurant. But that does sound good, Vanessa. But you said your daughter-in-law was cooking, right? French meat pie. I like that. Isn't that uncooked meat French as well? I forget what it's called. Is it tartare? That I love. Christmas Story. Hmm. There's quite a few movies. They basically revolve around the same thing. We were watching them. I was playing The Christmas Story and read The Christmas Story, no, The Christmas Carol, Dickens, to my students. And they understood it all pretty much. They understood the moral of the story. And we watched 2 versions of it. One was the Muppet, one was an animated one, and then I forgot which one the other one was. An animated one, the Muppet one, yeah, 2. And the speech therapist says, basically every Hallmark movie is Dickens. It's all the same thing, Dickens' Christmas Carol. And it seems like a lot of movies incorporate that lost meal for some reason. Have to save it and go to a Chinese restaurant. Oh, cool. That's going to be some good food then. Oh, I didn't know she was Puerto Rican as well. Pork roast Monday for birthday gravy. And oh, I love pork roast. I do too. The Muppet is an absolute um, tradition in this house. My girls absolutely love it. My grandson saw it with me the other night. I played it for my students. We wrote about it, talked about it, drew pictures about it. It was great fun, but I absolutely adore that movie. Well, I adore the entire the novel, of course, and the book and the movies. Every single version, I usually watch them. I can't get enough of Christmas Carol. I think it's so fabulous. The animated version with Mr. Magoo scared me to death. Oh, I don't know if that's the one we watched. I think it might have been, but the Muppets is so cute. Yes, I said hello to Misty. I know Misty. Yes, I do watch her auctions, and I actually was introduced to her channel through Anna because I believe Anna did her very first auction over at Misty's channel. Yes, you're obsessed with the Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas. Oh, I don't think I've seen that one. I don't think I've seen that one, but that one, and of course the Home Alone and the Griswold Christmas Vacation. We watch those all the time, but we're not watching them now because I don't have a living room in my there's one chair in my living room. They finally put a floor down, but they messed it up. They're gonna have to put it over or do parts of it again. But that's one that's constantly playing on the big screen. We actually had a house around here. They decorated really nice, and they had a huge screen in the front yard, and they were playing Christmas Vacation on the screen outside for all of the spectators to watch as they drove by. It was so fabulous. I was really listening to some great music yesterday at Nordstrom's. They played absolutely no traditional music. I think they played one by Amy Winehouse. Has anybody heard of does Amy Winehouse do a Christmas song? Because I could have sworn that was her voice. And I was there maybe 2-3 hours. Yes, I was. And it was very nice. No, there wasn't that crowded, but I was just looking at all the shoes. They had so many bargains. And I believe I heard Amy Winehouse doing a Christmas song and others that I'd never heard. It was, very much alternative music, rock and roll music or whatever, rock music. So let me know if you have heard if she does a Christmas song. I love Amy Winehouse. Yes. But I thought that was cool that they didn't play any traditional music at all. Her her elf. Oh, Elf is hilarious. Yes. I have a button with Elf on it. And it's weird because my girls, even now, they will watch these movies 3 times every year. They don't get tired of them. I don't think I've seen Elf that often, and I need to. I need a good laugh. He is just so funny. There's just nobody like that guy. Farrell. Charles Dickens wrote Great Expectations at the Top of My Road called Pilot's Meadow. It was a meadow back then. Really? I love Dickens. I really do. You've already watched it 2 times. Maybe that's what my husband and I will do. We think we're going to find a restaurant. There's several restaurants open. I invited my mother, and I'm sure my middle daughter will have plans, and she unfortunately divorced, finalized the divorce, I believe, this year. So she's good with it. It's hard for family though, for honestly. I've never really realized how hard it is for family to see their children divorce, but it is. And so we'll see what she's doing. I'm sure she's probably got plans with her friends. She's a teacher as well. She's a 5th grade math teacher. She's still young, has no children. So we'll see what she plans to do, but she's invited to join me as well. And of course, my daughter that has my grandson here, they're going to have their to-do at their home as well. And we'll probably stop by there just to exchange gifts and things. But I think we're going to go into a restaurant and just have a meal over there, and then maybe come here and sit on that bed over there and watch movies on this little computer screen. I should have listened to my husband when he wanted to put a big screen in this room. Cried like a baby when Tasha and Mila are separated. Yeah. Tanya, it's so hard. Me too. I cried last year because it was happening. It's so hard. It really is, because you really love those people that your children loved. And yeah, it's really, really a hard thing. Oh, are you Misty? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It's incredible. It really is. How it affects the whole family. And it's hard for them. Of course it is. You understand that. And, for whatever reason, things didn't work. I'm sure they're going to be much better off separated. And I thank God that children were not involved. I think that's always even harder. But, and sometimes I'm thinking, oh, well, maybe not. And, maybe if they had kids. But now kids don't really work as glue. They never do. They never do. My coworker that I lost, my wonderful friend, um, I would tell him intimate things like what I'm telling you right now, that I wouldn't even tell anybody else, because we just had kind of a relationship where we shared things like that. And he is a man who had never married, had a lot of insight into a lot of things. But I remember him telling me, I have a sister that divorced at the same age, and the reason they divorced is because she was always, apparently they were both lawyers, went to law school. She put him through law school financially and so forth. But he never had the ambition that she did. And I'm talking about my coworker's sister right now. And he says, so she finally realized that things were going to change. She divorced him quickly after, I think actually not that quickly, like 7 years. She said, but then she quickly found someone else. It's like she manifested it. I have to find someone else, and I have to get pregnant, and I have to have kids. Boom, boom, boom. So she did in a matter of like 3 years. And I'm like, really? Wow. Maybe that can happen with my daughter. And that's just me. She's not, I'm just bearing my soul here, guys. Just, heart to heart. That's why they call it a heart to heart. Those are just thoughts that go through my head. She'd probably shoot me if she thought I was even talking about this or thinking about this, but they don't watch my video, so they could care less. But I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, take that, right? That's what you call an achiever, a high achiever. Not only did she achieve in life, she became a lawyer and a judge, but she said, you know what? This husband's done. I need to find one. I need to get a family. Done, 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 done. Strong Minds Jewelry Lovers, how are you? It is. You went through a horrible divorce, but I found the man of my dreams and we have been married. Oh, that's fabulous, Kirsten. That's fabulous. Yeah. It's not an uncommon thing. When I was crying my eyes out with my mother, she's like, she's not the first and she won't be the last. Just be grateful for what there's to be grateful for. But yeah, it's painful for me. It was. I'm getting over it now, but it was extremely painful. Let me see who else is in here. Well, I wish everyone in the chat the best if you're struggling with that same loss of divorce in the family or your own. I wish you the best. And hope that hearts are healed quickly and maturely, that things are worked out and with mature minds and no resentments and rancor. And that can be so ugly. That can be, and I try, when this happened, I was trying to be really neutral, which is very hard in real life. But, and my sister, my daughters, their sister did not. They were like, this is this, and this is this, and this is why, and this is, And I was like, no, you need to wait. This is not your marriage. You don't know I don't even want to know everything that happened. I really don't. I just want to know that she was not hurt, abused physically in any way, that kind of thing. Then of course I would, they'd have to bond me out. But none of that occurred. I know that, but I never spoke ill of him. I won't speak ill of him. I won't do it because that was her choice of a partner. And whether or not she realized her mistakes, those were her mistakes to realize, not mine. And I hate partnering up and saying, we're against you and this and the other. I can't stand that in any way. But it is hard. It's definitely hard. Looks like 50 people are here. Guys, hit that thumbs up. It really helps the algorithm grow this channel. I'm trying to grow this channel in 2022. I'm hoping to fly by 15K and head to 16. It's been a slow process. I know that I don't dedicate my entire day to this platform, but like I said, it is a creative outlet for me and I really enjoy it. And it really helps when you hit that thumbs up. The older I get, the more you don't want to start over. Yeah, I can see that too. Like I was just saying, sometimes it's better alone than ill accompanied. Ill accompanied. What, why? Why put up with that? Especially in this day and age when women are self-sufficient. It's not like in years ago, decades ago, when women were very dependent on their partner. They stayed in awful marriages because of financial reasons. And yeah, it's not that way. And in a way, wow, what a blessing, right? What a blessing. Dear Tiny Dear says she's been divorced for 10 years and you're still healing from it. Wow. Well, I wish you the best, Miss Tiny Dear. I don't know your name, but I really do wish you the best. I watched my sister go through an awful divorce as well. And she was young, very young when she married, 19. And, well, let me see. I'm not sure how old she was when she was divorced. They didn't have children either, but I didn't realize then because I was young myself. And I didn't realize then the hurt that she was going through. And I regret not being more supportive, more understanding. It's not like I wasn't there for her, but I really didn't understand her pain. I really did. And I still don't. I've never been divorced, but I've seen so much of it now. And, so many breakups and things. And as you mature, you just kind of realize what people sacrifice to be together, what people do for each other, and how they support each other, and then how it can be lopsided too. That balance can be definitely off, like I was telling you about the other one. Let me see who else popped in. Thank you, Bonnie. It's a death, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, Kirsten, I'm so sorry. Don't cry, don't cry. But it's true. It is a death, and especially hard around this time because, like I said, you care about these people and you're wondering, what are they doing? Who are they celebrating with? And then you're the sisters who rally around their sister and they could care less. I can't be that way. I care for people. Let me see what Vanessa's saying now. The grief of wishing a loved one here with us to experience life together somehow changes, and we're able to look at life's beauty through their eyes now, as if they're next to us. That's beautiful, Miss Vanessa. You're gonna make me cry. That's really beautiful. And I was starting to talk about my father when I was thinking about the Christmas the Christmas things, because my father would really, really get into it too. He loved Christmas. My parents really loved the holidays. They were all about socializing and Christmas parties and friends. And I don't know, but have you experienced like people don't do that anymore? Is that a thing of mid-century? Is that another thing we should put up on a shelf? Like a little collectible? I mean, even when you watch old shows, like when you see the Dick Van Dyke Show or something, you'll see, a little night of of merriment. Like they'd get together to play cards, or they'd go to clubs and for singing, for dancing and dinner. That's what my parents did, and I never have done that. I've done go to dinner with my husband, and occasionally on a New Year's Eve or a wedding or something, a real to do, an occasion, a wedding or something. But my parents would do it every weekend, every other weekend. It was playing cards at friends. It was going out to dinner and dancing. And I find that almost like a quaint notion today. What do you think? I felt like it really is. Missing my parents now. Our family's no longer family. It's so sad. Michelle, I'm so sorry. I really, really am. It really hurts when that happens. It really does. Especially when the patriarch of the family's gone, matriarchs. I mean, I saw a big change when my grandparents passed, and we used to get together at their houses. Like I said, we'd go from one grandparent's house to the other grandparent's house. And we couldn't even open the door to my grandmother's house because the presents were strewn the entire living room. They'd have to kick the presents because every kid would get a present. Everyone would get a present. Then as the economics started to change, they made some rules where the adults would pick names and only the kids got presents. But those things changed quickly, but they're wonderful memories. They're wonderful memories and quaint notions of the past, honestly. Yes. I miss being with friends and family. It's been so sad. I know. With the pandemic as well, it's like I almost feel like we're getting complacent and not having those times together. That's why I'm trying to make an effort and just go, and be there with them. And even if it's something that I have to do, because to me it's easier for me to fly, just me, or go in the train like I really want to with my grandson, than for my son and his wife and two children to pack up and wear masks and go through airports. And I do have the time off. I'm lucky enough to have till the 3rd of January off, and I can make that trek. Yeah. $37 thumbs up and 37 people watching. These videos don't get very many views, but it's okay. It's our time, as I said, to have a town meeting, a town hall meeting, just a community get together. And I love that. I really do. You've not seen your family in over 2 years. Oh my gosh, I can't imagine, Kirsten. I can't imagine. I haven't seen my son, his wife, and my grandkids in Chicago since August. And it seems like a lot longer. I see them, they send me videos all the time. As a matter of fact, my granddaughter did a thrift haul. I was so proud. She did a thrift haul, and I put it in my private videos. And they sent me a video. It was so, so cute. And she had a bangle bracelet on and a stack of books to show. They love thrift stores too. My son, I kind of turned my kids on to thrifting when they were young. So they grew up with thrifting and all the wonderful, and believe me, they do it because it's just fun. It's just fun. And why pay $10 for a book that you can buy for 99 cents, right? So she got a stack of books. She got jewelry. But anyway, they send me videos, but it's not the same. It's not the same. And then you get to see them, and they're a lot smaller than they look in the videos and photographs. I'm like, gosh, you look like you're 10 in that picture, but you're still this small. Come here. Let me carry you and squeeze you. Oh, Miss Tammy, that's awful. I know. Doesn't it seem longer? I can't imagine 2 years, Kirsten. I just can't. And the Zoom meetings, yeah, they're a godsend, absolutely, but they're not the same to touch those cheeks and all that stuff. Yeah. And I don't want them to forget me. That's the problem too. I don't want to be the other grandmother. I want, there's always another grandmother. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not. I love both my grandmothers the same. I saw my mother's mother more only because she came over here with her sisters, with my mother's sisters. They'd bring her, anytime they came, they brought her. Whereas my other grandmother lived out in a ranch, where in South Texas, Realitos, Texas, actually, if anybody's familiar with it, Realitos over by Falfurrias. That's where she lived, and my mother's mother lived in Corpus, and so city and rural, quite a bit of a difference, and then so we got to see her more, but boy, do I grieve both of them equally. I love them so much. Oh, thank you, Tanya. That's so sweet. Yeah, but you do have to make the effort to see people. You really do. Whether they live next door or, 2,000 miles away, you really do. I mean, I have my mother here, and I did a whole video once about planners and how I used to scoff at this professional woman that I knew when I ran a stockbroker's office, and how she would pencil into her planner, call mom, call dad on a certain day. And I used to say, why do you have to do that? You would think, call mom. But you honestly do get so busy in life that you forget, I haven't called my mom. My husband has to tell me, did you call your mom this week? Don't forget to call your mom. He sits out on the porch and talks to his mom, I would say about every Sunday, because he knows she goes to church. She knows she's home by this hour, and they sit on the porch and talk for an hour. And he comes in and says, did you call your mom? Go call your mom. So that's what I'm saying. You really have to, make an effort to reach out to those people that you love, because nobody else is going to do it for you. And same thing with cousins. I have cousins that I'm close to. They are not distant cousins, and they've called, and I haven't returned their calls, and I need to. And like my husband says, he doesn't even use an agenda. He just kind of remembers Sunday is for calling people. He calls his two brothers and his mother. This is your first Christmas without your husband. He's passed away in March 30th this year. Oh, Denise, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I can't imagine your pain. Oh, my goodness. We did our Christmas last weekend because my girls had Christmas Day commitments with other family. Well, that's good that you were able to do that. That's really nice that an effort was made to do something on another day. I was thinking today about, I think it was Mary Kay, the mogul, the makeup mogul. I saw a special on her one time, and they used to do Christmas on Thanksgiving. She said for some reason, I forgot why they did Christmas on Thanksgiving, but they did a big to-do. So I guess so they wouldn't have to split the family up. And she'd put up her pink Christmas tree, and it would all get done on Thanksgiving. That's not a bad idea. All right, I'm just going to look back and see what else we have here in comments. Oh, Lizzie, have a good night. Have a good night. Think about the future too. The future's good. The future's good because we're here. We're here. We've lost a lot of people to COVID. I can't even count anymore. I think I've lost 7 people to COVID in my family. But the future is still bright. We're here. We've got help if we need it. We've got the vaccination available if we want it. And we know what precautions to take and how to take care of ourselves. And we need to rally around the people that are here. And if that person is just you, then comfort yourself. Find something you want to do for that day on Christmas. Pamper yourself. Sleep in late. Watch movies all day long. Eat a bad meal that's not good for you, that's fattening. Eat it for one day. It's not going to kill you. You'll be fine. But enjoy life because it's so So short. Oh, is someone a new grandma? Michelle? Awesome. Awesome. That is the best. That's the best gift anyone can have. To be a grandmother or to be around people that you enjoy being around, whether they're yours or not. Because believe me, there are friends that are so good. My mother's best friend, she's like a sister to her. Still around. They still help each other with so much, uh, with morale, with what they're going through in their 80s. And she is, I think she talks to her more than she does some of her sisters. But that is a good friend. I don't even know how they became friends. But I've talked to you about them before because they were such fashionistas, and they adore when they were young and I was growing up. They adore designer items and perfumes and fragrances and shopping, and they haven't changed much, but they still love being together, cooking and gossiping and talking and whatnot. They just still really, really close. So find those friends and enjoy those friends too. They don't have to be your family or your grandkids. There's a lot of people out there that need someone to be with, to talk to even. Oh, that's so wonderful, Michelle. I'm just reading that right now. Emily says, we were so poor growing up, but holidays were always so joyous. As an adult now, I really try to bring that joyous spirit. Absolutely. Absolutely. My mother tells me the same thing. Like I said, they were farm and ranch. My grandparents on my father's side had ranches, and my grandmother, on my mother's side, they were farmers. And she said for Christmas they were lucky if they got a pair of shoes and socks, but they mostly got fruit in a stocking, and they were really happy about it. Yeah. Oh my goodness, Lizzie and Louie, I'm so sorry. I'm so glad you like Christmas again, though. I just saw that you lost your parents at Christmas time. Absolutely, friends can replace those that are gone. Absolutely. You have to be a friend to make a friend, though. I have found that to be the case. My sister is the most gregarious person I've ever met. I've talked to you many times about her, and occasionally she watches my videos. But she will be your best friend in 10 minutes after meeting you, and you will be her friend for life. I don't know what it is about her. She's absolutely a magnet for people. And she's had a lot of losses in her life, including a divorce, and she lost her daughter at the age of 19 to meningitis. But she doesn't want for friends. No matter where she works, she was in banking for 25 years, finance, and so forth and so on. And those people are still around her. When we had hurricanes, they were the first ones at her door with food and water and money. And when she lost her husband 2 years ago as well, they were the first ones at her door. Her friends, co-workers that became friends. So friends are definitely family. If you are if you're willing to accept that kind of a commitment, it takes a commitment to be a friend. Bye, Bonnie. Merry Christmas. It takes a commitment to be a friend. It really does. And she always tells me, "Can you believe that so and so brought me this, and they gave me this, and they gave me that?" When Renee died, her husband was Renee. I said, "Of course I believe it. You're like the best friend anybody could have." She totally is. And it's not with given, it's like just being there. And like I said, she's got friends 20 years younger than her, 30 years younger than her, older friends, all kinds of friends. And because she's just that personality. I wish I had a smidgen. I wish I had a smidgen of her personality. I really do. But then we wouldn't be sisters, I guess. She always told me, oh, be quiet. But it's the truth. She was just that way. No, I never got the Midge doll, but I don't know if you, at my auction a couple of weeks ago, I have a box with Midge on it. You know those old Barbie boxes? And I got 2 boxes about probably 3 years ago at the Goodwill. They were full of Barbie clothes. And I never even opened them. I just kind of showed them really quick in a ride-along or a haul. And I opened them the other day, and they have the cutest clothes. I wish Midge would have been down there, but she wasn't. I never got Midge. But I do have a very old Skipper. I have a very old Ken, all from the thrift stores. I think Skipper too. No, Skipper was mine. Actually, very interestingly, Skipper was not in puberty when I was growing up. They didn't put her in puberty till probably the 70s, maybe. Different Skipper. Go back and look. I'm not kidding. But I have that, and I was trying to sell it the other day. I brought it for an auction. Oh, at the bazaar. I brought it at Liz's bazaar, but nobody was interested. And now I'm kind of glad my husband said, save it for our granddaughter. Maybe she'll like dressing up the Barbies. They have the cutest things. All authentic Barbie and Ken. They say Ken on the label. He's got a tuxedo. He's got some Bermuda shorts. All kinds of cute 60s, 70s outfits. I know I could make a ton selling those on eBay. I just haven't had time to list them all. You had a Midge? I hate you. I hate you, Vanessa. How dare you? Oh, you played with your brother's toys. Oh, where is that Midge now? I had total Midge envy. I really did. I never did get it. I do still have my Mrs. Beasley. I had a Mrs. Beasley. I was really into baby dolls and things like that too, but Mrs. Beasley wasn't a class all by herself, right? It's like a creepy old lady. I still have her. We bring her out at Halloween time. My daughters love to bring out my dolls from my childhood. I think I have 2, 3. I have a Selena doll. No, I have 4. I have a Selena doll. It's not from my childhood. I have Baby Boo, and I have Mrs. Beasley. And I have another little doll that I really fell in love with, this little doll because she looked just like this little girl that I used to babysit. During the summer, I had a babysitting job. And she reminded me so much of her that I bought it for her, and she really liked it, but then she just left it here. She would only come and play with it. Those are the dolls I have. You don't know who Midge is, Kirsten? Oh my gosh, Google it. She's Barbie's best friend, redhead. She was a redhead. And I have a Barbie with the wing eyeliner, the cat eye wing eyeliner with a little bubble haircut. That I do have. And I can't remember if I bought her at a thrift store or she was originally mine. I think her and the Skipper were originally mine. And then I found an old Ken. And he's got like a carpet up here, like a little buzz cut. You had a Betsy Wetsy. No, that one I didn't have. Wasn't that one in the TV show? We've been on an hour. We better go. We're going into an hour. Wasn't that in that movie that has several sequels? Is it Toy Story? I forgot. The one with that Chatty Cathy. Oh, it was Chatty Cathy that was in it, I think. Midge also came bald, and you're kidding. I don't remember that. Oh my gosh. I don't remember that, Gina. Wow. Midge was cool though. I love that red hair. I know you won't remember her. I'm older. No, I remember hearing of her, but I don't remember what she looked like. And the one that I had, Baby Boo, she used to actually get wet too. You'd feed her a bottle and she'd get wet, and she'd cry. And she cries, well, not anymore, but she used to, spontaneously in my closet. She'd scare the heck out of me. I don't remember that. But no, I never did get that one. But that is the one Christmas toy memory I do have. That for sure. I can't even remember my favorite. Like, my husband remembers getting toy soldiers. and he didn't think he was going to get him, and he got like a huge pack of toy soldiers. He always talks about that. It's like, I can't believe my mother bought me that big bag of toy soldiers, and he played with them for so long and so forth. But that's the only favorite toy memory that I recall. No, she's not, Vanessa. Stop. Bald Midge sounds cool. I know. I'll bet she's a fortune on eBay. Can you imagine? I never even heard of Regina, honestly. I never have. All right, guys, I think we've gone on and on. Don't forget to give it. I've actually got more thumbs up than people watching, so that's always fun. You spanked Betsy for a wedding. That's so funny. Do you guys remember, those of you who had kids in the 80s, or maybe some of y'all are young in there, the little digital toy that Yamaguchi, I want to call it Yamaguchi, but I think that's the skater, that it was like a little pet, and it would get wet and you had to feed it and it would buzz. My daughter, my middle daughter had one. Oh my gosh, that thing would buzz in the middle of the night. It was just a little, like a little digital key ring or something, maybe the size of this little pouch, tiny thing. And it was like a digital pet. How far things go, right? And you had to feed it, and then you had to take it to the bathroom, or else it would beep all night. And it was like $50. It was expensive, but I bought it for him anyway because I'm crazy. All right, guys. Y'all take care. Have a Merry Christmas. I won't see you for Christmas Eve. I won't see you for probably till we get back in maybe January sometime. I'm hoping to get really busy with the holiday and hope to make a trek out to Chicago. So I won't do some content. I may record a video right now. Again, I did record that video for membership. Consider becoming a member of the channel if I ever get it up. I don't know. You know how digitally challenged I am. So I'm hoping to get it up there. Other than that, I may just do, like I said, a recorded video, but I'll see you in 2022. Make it a good one. Stay safe and enjoy your loved ones. Enjoy your time, whether it's with your loved ones or if it's just you in front of a fire or air conditioning. Love you guys. Bye-bye.